Who was out in this storm. And Mike, it's been so difficult where you are in terms of travel, and now they're shutting down the interstate near where you are too.
Yeah, next to impossible. I saw the same thing you saw on the Iowa DOT Twitter. North of Osceola, not far up the road, the southbound lanes, that would be from screen left to screen right. That's shut down completely because of a crash. So you can't get from Osceola past Osceola southbound. So if you're coming out of Des Moines, the best thing to do is just sit it out. I know that the first 5 or 10 miles out of Des Moines, it's barely snowing, but then you run into this and you're going to be in this all the way down into Missouri for quite a while because you can't drive very fast. We're talking to folks that are throwing in the towel. They said, we have had enough of this. We're not dealing with this anymore. And these are people coming back from Thanksgiving, from Minnesota going to Texas, from Colorado going to Minnesota. And we had talked to some guys who were at the Iowa game yesterday, and they were trying to get from here back to Kansas. I-70's closed. Wind is howling. We're trying to show you the ramp over there. We've got a police vehicle at the bottom of the ramp. We think he may be blocking the ramp to keep people from going up it because we have several vehicles up here that are stuck. We don't have the log jam we had earlier with the cars and the trucks. In the foreground is I-35, and there is no traffic going either way at this point, north or southbound, and reports of all the spinouts between here and Des Moines and likely south of here going down to Lamoni and into north central Missouri, also under this blizzard warning. We're under it till 9 o'clock tonight. As far as snowfall deaths, I can get down into this, and boy, we have the powder now. Look at this. I mean, it is just cooled down into the upper 20s, so it's blowing around like crazy. And if I dig it out here, I put the ruler in here, and I'm getting about 8 to 9 inches of snow. That's the best I can get with this kind of drifting, because you can see over here under the tree we've got some bare spots. And then you get over here, and you can see how the wind has produced a bit of a drift here. There's about knee deep. We're not talking 6 or 8 foot drifts, but still a lot of snow out here blowing around. There goes the semi, a Hy-Vee semi from the grocery, heading south. So we'll see how that goes. Again, the blockage is north of here, so from here down, at least as far as we know, it's open. The snow is going to back off late this afternoon. The winds are going to be a problem into this evening. That's why they've extended the blizzard warning through at least 9 o'clock tonight for here. Now east of here, where it's just beginning to change over towards the Quad Cities, that blizzard warning goes until at least midnight. And guys, as you know, we're concerned about Chicagoland, but that's going to be later. Most of the snow, if not all the snow in Chicago, will fall after sundown. So roads are going to be a mess tonight, and it will be a pretty tricky commute tomorrow morning, as the plows have to get out there and scrape and salt and get everything up before the rush hour. Jackie. Okay. Woo. Jackie and Paul, back to you.
Mike, is it my imagination, or have the winds actually increased where you are over the last hour or two?
Yeah, they picked up a little bit. I think the sustained wind's up about 20 to 25. It is a little gustier out here right now than earlier. Fortunately, we're not getting the 60-mile-an-hour gusts we're getting in Kansas, but it's hard to see anything. We're seeing about maybe a quarter of a mile with the naked eye. That traffic you're seeing there in the foreground, those are cars that are northbound in that truck. If you can see them barely, they are crawling north on 35 towards Des Moines. They may know that if they get about another 20 miles off the road, it's not snowing really at all. There's no issues. But just getting there, going 20 more miles, is probably going to take them, as we heard from some of the folks coming out of Des Moines, about 3 hours. That is if the road stays open because of the risk of crashes and spinouts blocking the highway.
Hey, Mike, I know earlier you had that heavy, wet kind of snowball-making snow, and now you have, what, half foot of some light powdery snow. Can you still find that lower level of the juicy snow, or has the wind and the cold air kind of sapped some of the moisture out of that snow as well?
I think it's sapped it, but look at what the wind does. Look at the visibility around the hotel here. This is what I'm talking about. You've got a gust here 30, 35, and it goes down to a whiteout. You can't see anything in front of you, just like that, in just a matter of a split second. As far as digging down under here, I don't think we're going to find anything. I get down to, remember, this morning when we started at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, we had the green grass. So it's a completely different environment out here, obviously. We get down and get the bottom. Yep, the bottom couple of inches still packable, Paul. So there's your answer. But the top 6 or 7 inches is blown around, as I showed you. I mean, it's just being whipped by this wind. Now I'm looking out here. I don't think I'm seeing 25, 30 yards in front of me past this hotel. This is pretty wicked weather. Thus the blizzard warning. We may not officially verify 3 hours, 35-mile-an-hour wind gust, and quarter-mile or less snow or blowing snow, but we're certainly verifying it at times with these wind gusts. Paul,
all
Jackie?
right, Mike, go back inside and get a little break there and warm up you and your crew. Great work. That's Mike Seidel there in Osceola, Iowa.